When you look up the definition of shit show on the internet, other than the fact that it describes a person getting up on stage, bringing people around into a semicircle, and then proceeding to blast ass, the second result would be the Hunt Down the Freeman launch. And to Birkin, if you're watching this, and to all the people who are, I do know the creator personally, and this is just me being real. The people deserve to know. They paid $20, etc. for this, and so they should know sort of what was going on.
That's where you're wrong, kiddo.
The fuck is up with my webcam? And to get it out there, yes, I did do some sound effects. I recorded some radio sound effects in the Black Mesa level in the beginning. I did some door opening sounds. I tweaked the level. I added a zombie slamming open a door. I was out there in LA, so I did receive money for this game, just as a heads up. The rest of the game, I have never seen it. As one of the people who is on the in and sort of knows what's going on, I figured we'd talk and be real and just let everybody know. So recently I went to LA. I was flown out to the Hunt Down the Freeman launch party earlier in the month, which is funny because it released on the 24th, later in the month. But I had a great time. I got to meet up with Birkin again. Birkin! Very generous, funny guy. I got to meet some of the other developers. In fact, I challenged one of the senior level designers from the UK to a vape contest to see which country was the best vapor. And I won.
Do it. You fucking dabbing?
That guy was the voice actor for Mitchell, by the way. But what matters is the product. What matters is what releases and what kind of satisfaction the customer gets when they purchase this product. And because of that, I'm actually pretty worried about the development team right now. I mean, when the customer's happy, the game makes money, you're able to pay off investors, and etc. And they've come out and said that they have investors. This game is not going to sell. It launched broken. It launched unplayable. This game is unplayable, and I'll talk a tiny bit about it as we go forward, but I'm actually a little scared for it. I think that they might be in some serious trouble right now, like money-wise potentially, if they can't get these issues resolved. And now actually, after playing the game and live streaming it, after receiving a free key from the development team, it's really sad to have seen what it is. It's basically a hack slash together product of multiple people who obviously had no idea how this would contribute to the final piece of the puzzle, which is the full game itself. Spammed enemies, literally to the point where there's like 60 robots coming at you and you have no idea where to go. Shoddy level transitions, choppy, bad cutscenes, like cheesy. Just overall not good, and above all, it's just not finished. And when I was out there in LA seeing just even a couple of snippets of where the game was at, I told Birkin, I was like, please delay this several months, half a year at the very least. I wasn't even aware of the full extent to which the game was unfinished or poorly designed. There are a couple things that keep you grounded when working on a game. One of them is a game design document. Now, when I was approached to work on Hunt Down the Freeman a year and a half ago, Birkin was pitching me on the game, and I didn't really understand what he was talking about. It didn't make too much sense to me in my head. I was just kind of going, yeah, and I had this weird feeling about everything. Felt like something was not right. So when he was asking me to do some work for it, I was pretty adamant about getting the game design document. And I will tell you that there was no game design document. Kind of number one, because what keeps the team together and knowing exactly what they're doing is a game design document. It shows you what the map is, what the story is, what the transitions are, everything. Everything has to be written out to a T, but it didn't. All the ideas sort of came from the head of the creator with minimal scripting work done, I'm sure. And so it reflects as such. When you have 60 independent contractors all working for you, and you have them each do one piece without even knowing what it's going to contribute to the overall consistency and conjugality of the story, you get a clusterfuck. You get this. A game design document is the holy bible for a group of developers, and since I wasn't seeing anything like that, I couldn't commit myself too much to the project. I was already busy enough doing my own things. I'm working on my own VR game right now, so when I'm not hearing about any playtesting as well, when I'm in LA I ask about it, and the only playtesting is being done by them, the developers. About 3 or 4 people, I think, maybe, and no one else on the dev team even had a build. So that's going to create a clusterfuck. It just is. Play the game. All walks of life, people need to playtest the game in order to kink out all the problem. Yes, I said kink. I have a fetish for grundle shots.
However long it takes before I die.
Ooh, yeah. And when you don't geek out the problems, you get gameplay problems. What are those? Well, you get 60 robot soldiers obviously placed into a map because you're crunched for time on a deadline because the investors are pushing you to release. That's what happens. You also get glitches, map spawns invisible walls, broken levels, etc. That's not a game. What do you enjoy about playing a game? Well, you enjoy the reward system associated with being smart, having to take on an enemy in a tactile function, succeeding against that, and being rewarded with the next piece of story as you continue. Well, that did not happen, and the game just launched full of glitches. In fact, I would argue that it is unplayable. With that many NPCs placed into one map, with the lack of guns, with the lack of explanation, with the glitches, it makes a very frustrating experience that honestly made me question my sanity, and I farted while playing it. That doesn't make sense, but you know what I mean, and don't tell me you don't know what I mean. I was watching another YouTuber who I really like. His name is Dolmo the Douglas, I believe. I'll link him in the description, but he was making a video about Hunt Down the Freeman forever ago where he nailed it by saying, and I'm going to quote him sort of on it, maybe it's paraphrased, he was saying how Hunt Down the Freeman is essentially the product of when you're maybe like 15, 14, and you're first playing Half-Life 2 and you're in love, and you realize that there's a hammer editor, and you're like, wow, I can maybe make a Half-Life 2 myself, I can make something like a good game, but you don't really have the comprehension, understanding, nor experience of what that takes to create a really polished, playable, intrinsic, detailed game. The creator of Hunt Down the Freeman, he acted upon that naivety of thinking you can make a game like this and actually pull together investors and people and developers to work on it. So all it really is just an overestimation, an overextension of what one can meet his own goals with, and it created an interesting result, and I think it's something to take note of, if at all, and it is a 2% chance. And I recommended this. I got into the developer Discord group, and I posted this to all the developers, and I reiterate this to everybody who's watching, including the developers who are also probably watching this. There is only one way. That is to, one, take down the game from Steam. It is unfortunately an unfinished game and a very poorly designed game. And if you want to create a product of value, you're going to have to take this down and completely redesign it. It just is not up to scratch. Issue a statement with 100% honesty about the shortcomings, both with communication within the team and outside of the team, to the community, and then spend a solid 2 years of hard development in order to get this game up to any kind of presentable state to the point where it's playable. And at that point, you still probably might have a 10% chance of success. I mean, the damage is kind of already done, both to the reputation of the company, Rudius Entertainment, and to the game itself, which has very negative reviews right now. Minus all the negativity, though, I do have immense respect for people who try to create something that they feel within themselves. God bless him, Birkin had an idea, and he tried to bring it to life. It doesn't always hit the mark, and there was a lot of external forces at play, I'm sure, both with investors and who knows what. But, there still is a respect there for someone trying to create something and then also still getting to the point of releasing it, which most people don't even get to. If you guys like that video, please like and subscribe and all that nonsense. I make a lot of Half-Life related videos, I make a lot of game related videos, and we have fun together. Join the Discord below, and as always, I love you guys. Pew!